Setting up pull printing on a Brother BSI machine. Step 1. Here's an overview of how BGuard works. All computer devices, whether they're desktops, laptops, or mobile devices, all print to a virtual driver. The virtual driver collects all the print jobs and it puts them into the BGuard database. These documents sit here until the user has authenticated the print, unless there is a push print delivery in place to do an immediate physical print. To do the actual print when the user has authenticated, we need to have a delivery driver in place for each printer in the system. We will now show you how to 1. Install a virtual driver, and 2. Install a delivery driver, 3. Link BGuard with the printer, and 4. Configure a Brother BSI printer. So we click on Start, then on Devices and Printers, then Add a Printer, and ensure that you click on Add a Local Printer. Note, these steps might be slightly different depending on your version of Windows. You will then see a screen with 2 options. Choose Use an existing port and choose a virtual driver port from the list. Click on Next. So now we have to install the virtual printer driver that collects the print job from every user. So it's important to get the right driver. Here I'm electing to install a printer driver that I have already downloaded from the Brother Solutions Center, which is a BRS script printer driver. This driver will work with all Brother BR script machines. We now have to give the printer a name, and we call it Virtual. Click Next. And now that virtual driver is installing onto our PC. Click Next and then on Install. Then a dialog box appears and asks us if we want to share this printer. We do, because this is the one that everyone will print to. If we wish, we can give a location and specify a comment if relevant. There's no need to print a test page, as it will generate a print file which will sit on the server and nothing will happen. Click on Finish, and this part is now complete. Step 2. Now we have to install the delivery driver. This is just like setting up a normal network printer. Click on Add a Printer, then Add a Local Printer, but this time select Create a New Port. Now click on Standard TCP/IP port, then Next. Windows now requires that I type in the host name or IP address. So in this case it's 192.168.1.24, but you'll have to enter your printer IP and then click Next. Now the appropriate driver for the printer involved has to be installed. Here I'm using a driver that was downloaded from the Brother Solutions Center website. You could also use the driver on the CD-ROM that came with the machine. We're calling it Delivery Driver, but you can name it whatever you want. Click Next. We're then asked the question, do we want to share the driver? We already shared the virtual driver, so there's no need to share this one. Click Next. The screen here tells us that we have successfully added delivery_driver, and there is a tick box for Set as the default printer. Do not tick this box, as we want the virtual driver to be the default. Here we can print off a test page, as this will test the connection and make sure the delivery driver is working. A dialog box tells us that the page has been sent to the printer and there are some help notes if needed. Click Close and then Finish on the Add Printer box. Here you can now see the delivery_driver in the printer and faxes area. Next, I would continue installing a delivery driver for each machine in my system. Step 3. Close Devices and Printers. Click on Start, All Programs, bGuard, BSI Configuration Utility. What we're now doing is connecting the bGuard software with the actual printer. So we type in the printer IP address and we select if it's black and white or color. Then tick Enable for bGuard. But we have to check we have the right server IP address. I can use command prompt and type in ipconfig. Then check that the IPv4 address matches the IP in the box here. Click OK, and the dialog box tells us we have successfully configured bGuard. Then exit. What we now have to do is go to the embedded web server inside the brother machine. So we type in the IP and it shows us that this machine has been factory reset. So everything I do now has to be configured for the first time. Go to Please configure the password, as by default there is no password in the machine. Type in a suitable password and then confirm it. For bGuard, the password cannot be left blank and it cannot be access. We are now told that the password submission was OK. Now click on Solutions Settings and check that Solutions is on and that Login Portal is enabled. When we enable the Login Portal, all the device functions will be locked until someone logs on. This improves device security. If you don't want to restrict access, you can leave Login Portal off, and users can still collect print jobs using the Solutions menu on the device. Click Submit. The print server will now need to be rebooted, and it asks if we would like to do that immediately. Click on Yes. The reset may take about a minute. We have shortened this in the edit. We have been configuring just one machine here, but it's possible to configure multiple machines at once using Brother BR Admin Professional. This will be covered in a later video. So we're almost there. The final thing we have to do is a configuration in the bGuard software. Start bGuard and click on Devices. Here we can see the printers configured within the software. bGuard now knows about the delivery driver, but we need to tell bGuard about the virtual driver. Click on Add New. And then, in Device Type, select Virtual Printing. In Printer Type, select B/W. This is because we specified black and white in the configuration utility previously. We also choose Virtual in the drop-down for Printer, then select Save. Now we can see that there are two drivers, Virtual and Delivery. We can test that it works by starting an application such as Notepad and send to the virtual driver. If we check the History tab, we can see that the sent document is sitting in the database as a waiting job. To check authentication, we can click on the Users tab and see who is set up to print. Because this is a new installation, the only person who's listed is the administrator. By default, The administrator is given an ID of 0000. If we enter the code at the printer, it will print. Select Print, and then Print All, and the job will print. We can check at the server end by looking at History, Waiting Jobs. And after it has printed, there'll be nothing left in the queue. But in the History tab within History, you'll see that the job has been printed OK. Thanks for watching.